Minasan konnichiwa, thank you for supporting me on my channel. In this video I would like to share with you my own experience how to come to Japan as a model. At first I came to Japan 3 years ago by being a contract model, and nowadays I'm doing freelance. So in this video I would like to tell you the way to come to Japan, and next video I will tell you the difference between being a contract model and freelance model. Let's get started. At first, when I came to Japan 3 years ago, I came by invitation from my mother agency in Ukraine. My mother agency in Ukraine was really bad. I would like to mention them here in case you are from my home city Dnipro, and in case you are watching this video. Please don't go to this agency, I will mention it here, because they will not help you to come here, because they are sending their models mainly to China, and not for modeling but to dance. But that time, hopefully with my passion to come somewhere as a model, I convinced them to send me to Japan for the first time. Of course, my first agency, called Wildflower, wasn't so good level, but I was really happy to be able to come to Japan and experience culture, my first experience to work here. For 1 month I didn't have any jobs with that agency by being a contract model, but I have many test shootings. So finally, when little bit of models came back, I started to get some jobs. Biggest reason why I didn't have a job: first one, maybe I didn't make enough effort. Secondly, lack of experience. And thirdly, maybe agency sent me to wrong castings and didn't suggest me how to look better, or I didn't want to look better. I can leave some pictures around here so you can understand how did I look at the time. So basically, what do you need to come here? First of all, agency, or by being your own agent. Actually, it's not so difficult to send your portfolio if you have one. If you don't have one, you have to take some professional photos. After that, you have to send these photos to different foreign agencies, including information about your own experience, introduction, photos without makeup, and introduction video. That's all you need to send. But if you are working for yourself and if you would like to send all this information by yourself, please check all agencies you send your information to, because some of them might not be model agency. Yes, still there are some fake agencies who would like to make money in different ways rather than modeling. Anyway, so after you done first step and some agencies replied you back, in my case my agency sent to Japan because I requested only Japan. It was difficult for me because here most of models are not so tall. Until 175 you are easy to find contract. Otherwise, if you are 175 plus, you might work here as a fashion model for shows. But to make it clear, not so many models work here for the shows, especially after COVID. And in my case, my body shape maybe not super skinny for fashion models, or maybe they told me my face is too cute. So I'm tall and I'm supposed to work for shows, but I'm cute and I'm supposed to work for some pictures. So this was a problem, maybe in my case. Anyway, if you are lucky and Japanese agency accepted you to come here, next step is to prepare for your trip. To prepare for your trip, you first need to realize that you will be here probably alone, or you will go probably alone, and you have to take responsibility of your living, of your expenses. About expenses, if you come here as a contract model, as I've come for the first time, you need to have some money with you, because agency pays 1,000,000 yen per week. That's kind of, enough for to buy food or something, but nowadays I can't imagine how to survive for 1,000,000 yen. That's why, if you're a model watching this video, I want to let you know that over 1 year before I started a service called Uniqueness that offers discount for models living in Japan. You can register it by free and check out the registered shops. You can contact the shops by yourself, come there and take discount up to 20,000 yen. that is really helpful for models here. So please feel free to use this to register and use the service. If you have any questions about it, please let me know in comments. I would be happy to help you. Next step is you arrive to Japan. So you finally got your visa. You have to understand. Oh, before I forgot to mention about contract. If you finally got a contract from the model agency, if it's your first contract, of course you have to read it carefully. For example, if you gain your weight here or if your measurements will be over settled one, you have to pay to agency something, or agency might take guarantee of you, something like that. So please read it carefully, and if you don't like something, let agency know in advance before even you make a visa. So after finally you successfully got your visa, come to and arrive to Japan, agency might not immediately give you pocket money. That's why I recommend you to bring around $100 or more dollars with you, and don't change money in the airport, because in the airport rates are crazy. So after you arrive, like, change somewhere around your area, because contract models usually live near the center because of convenience to go to the outcastings. If you're going like a contract model, agency will cover all your expenses, including flight tickets, including apartment rent, pocket money, and also promotion fee. Also, agency will take you to, usually contract agency takes you to castings, but here is the bad point. If you go for the contract, you have to go to all castings. So basically you don't have your own schedule. That's why it's really difficult to do some other activities, even to go to the dance, because everything has a schedule. But as a model, you know your schedule one day before. So that's really inconvenient if you would like to do something else here. So you have to understand that if you get modeling visa, it's like entertainment visa. You work for one company and you can't, for example, study, like to go to the school. Maybe you can go to the school. When I came here for the contract, I went private lessons for Japanese, but agency still, for any opportunities, they reminded me,
you know, you came here not to study, you came here to work on that.
So it might be, you have to be like mentally stable for that situation. If you come here as a contract model, you know your schedule one day before. So basically, your schedule is dedicated to the agency. Only around 2% of all models who come to Japan to work have jobs. Other 98% most of the times don't have jobs to cover all the expenses. And when you come here, when you sign contract to Japan as a model, agency cover all your expenses, they might also tell you some over expenses. For example, I lived for the first time in Hiro. It's like near Shibuya, and for the share house in contract it was written I have to pay over Juman yen. It's like 100,000, 200,000, like $1,000 a month. But it was share house and I lived with €4. So actually now by living here and understanding that this apartment particularly cost much less than they written in the contract. Agency also take advantage to charge you more. Also they charge some money for phone without Wi-Fi. That's actually insane, because here is the most expensive phone. Unlimited Wi-Fi, unlimited calls will cost you around each month, but not some month. So they charge every month much more than they were supposed to. That was one of the reasons I wanted to change my agency to work as a freelance. Anyway, if you go for the first time, you have to be prepared that you might not earn any money from the trip, but you will have your experience here, and actually you can travel most of the time for free. Because in Japan, even if you cannot get enough jobs to cover all your expenses, it still will be okay. Japan agency will not charge you extra for that. Japanese agencies care about models like about kids, like take to the casting. They don't take to the jobs, but they take to the casting. They control you, kind of. Maybe because most of the girls coming here are very young, like 14, 15. Also, there are many girls like that age. Anyway, if someone asks me, is Japan a good market to work as a model and to build a career? Japan is a good market to work for particular types, like baby face, commercial face, not for strong face, and so on. And Japan is good for girls with very white skin, blue eyes, blonde hair. But if you would like to build your career, Japan is kind of like, how can I explain? Here is the world and here is Japan, so it's particularly two different markets. It's like China, you know. Here is the world, fashion world, here's China. So it's particularly different. To build your career and to become like Hollywood star, you better go to America, you better go to Europe. It's much more tough, and agency will not say,
it's okay if you didn't earn enough money. Oh, it's okay if you don't have enough job.
No, in Europe they will say, you have to pay everything. If you come here for the second time, for the third time, it doesn't matter. That's why Japan is kind of very friendly. But if you would like to have comfortable experience to work as a model, of course I recommend try to come to Japan if you have such an opportunity. So from now on, let's talk about final points to come to Japan as a model. At first, you have to have an agency or to be an agent for yourself. After that, you need international agencies that will make you a visa and cover your expenses here. Also, you need to be skinny because Japanese market like skinny girls. Actually, you don't have to be super skinny if you work here as a freelance, but for the contract agencies, they require hips under 90 and waist under 60. Also, it's not necessary to be really very tall to work in Japan as a model. You can be around 168 centimeters tall, but with a cute face you will work good. Also, to be a model here, your face has to be cute or commercial. Strong face is not popular here. For example, if you ask me what should I do if my face is not cute, or what should I do if I'm too tall, I'm too short, my figure is not perfect for Japan, guys and girls, you know that modeling is not the only way to come here. You can also come here as a student, as a dancer, actor, find other way, or even like you can come here to work at the company. So if you really want to come to Japan, doesn't necessarily be, it can be modeling. You can look at other industries. Maybe like modeling is not for everyone. And actually, I don't recommend to do modeling until the limit. For example, until 30 years old or until like 40 years old, because I recommend you to model for a bit until like 25, like until 30. But if you care about like life after modeling, it's better to gain experiences like to work like a manager in the agency, or to work some other jobs part-time, even like, you know, just weekends are fine. Because after 30 or after you kind of retired for being a model, if you don't have experience, it will be like very difficult to survive in Japan or to stay in Japan afterwards. That's why study Japanese. If you really decided to come to Japan, study Japanese and do some other part-time activity, even like if you try to be your own agent, it can be a good experience, because afterwards you might work at some other agencies in Tokyo. Thank you so much for watching this video until the end. Please don't forget to like this video and support by your follows. See you next time!